Hey, what is up, guys? So, a lot of you guys wanted my opinions on the whole Battlefield versus Call of Duty. I know that the trailer's been going around, and there's so many dislikes on the COD one, while on the Battlefield one, everyone's like, praise the game! But anyways, I'm here to talk about the plus sides of Battlefield and the plus sides of COD, and some of the more subjective stuff as well as some of the more objective stuff. So the gameplay that you guys are going to be seeing is from my boy Synchron over here. He's going to be going off like crazy, and it also is going to be an excellent example of like one reason why I personally like Call of Duty over Battlefield. And again, I will also go over reasons why I like Battlefield over Call of Duty. This is not a video for me to bash on either one of them, because I think both of them have things that I dislike, and both of them have things that you guys probably like and dislike as well. But anyways, first off, just so I can get this established, as far as the Battlefield series goes, Bad Company 2 was my favorite in the Battlefield series. As far as Call of Duty goes, I really like Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3 is also really good, but Black Ops 2, to me, and I think a lot of people, just holds a special place just because the game just felt so damn good, and there was nothing innovative about that game. The game just did everything right, and it just felt really good for the most part. But anyways, overall, the competition is good. Seeing all the dislikes on the Call of Duty trailer and all likes on the Battlefield trailer only tries to push for innovation and for both of the companies to make their games even better and try things that are essentially risk-taking and that could destroy or make the game better. And I think that's still good in a sense, because it gives us, the consumers, the ability to decide which one we like, and on top of that, it can make one try to be more innovative. Again, just trying out new things to get more players' attentions. But anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and go over the things I like about Call of Duty, and then we're going to go into the things that are more subjective, that can be argued on both sides, and then I'm going to go over why Battlefield is better than Call of Duty. So basically, like I said, we're just going to go over all of the stuff that I want to talk about. So anyways, one thing that I really didn't like in the Battlefield series is you can just press, F or E, whatever your hotkey is, to get inside of a vehicle. I feel like that is unfair, and you can get a bunch of score streaks, or essentially kills, in Call of Duty by, getting your score streaks. That is true. So you can score streak into score streak or kill streak into kill streak, whatever you're doing. And I like that in one sense, because it rewards the players that do good. Again, going to Battlefield, if you want to get into a vehicle that's going to get you 20 plus KD, you just go up to the vehicle and you hit, get in the vehicle. So again, it's less skill. Like, it's unarguable that there's less skill to get into the vehicle, because in Call of Duty, to get into the mothership or some of the stuff that will get you a bunch of kills, you have to earn that. You have to perform well. And on top of that, it is rewarding. And in a sense, some players could argue that they don't like this, but this is just my personal take on it. I enjoy feeling like I earned the score streak. I earned the ability to destroy the other team. Next up, as far as score streaks just go in general, I like the idea of score streaks more than just getting in vehicles. Just getting things to give you map awareness, UAVs and counter UAVs to, get rid of the opponent's awareness. I like those kind of things. So I think those things are really great. And that's just my take on it. I also really like quickscoping. I know some people don't like quickscoping, so this can be argued that it's subjective, but it gives the snipers a chance to not play and sit super far back. They can get that high, intense action that you can do in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3, you can quickscope, but it takes a lot more skill, so to speak, because of the aim assist. As far as campaign goes, I think most players will agree that Call of Duty series has had a better campaign than the Battlefield series. I think the Battlefield series, I've never finished one Battlefield series, so I can't really speak that for myself, but from what I've played, because I have played the campaign in some of the Battlefield games, and I've never finished them just because I just genuinely didn't have very much interest in them. I felt like the protagonist didn't really had that memorable feeling that like some of the characters in the Call of Duty series had. So I think in campaign-wise, I feel like Call of Duty has been just overall better in that aspect. Another thing I really didn't like in the Battlefield series is that you would walk for 2 minutes straight only to get killed by a vehicle, because the maps are huge. Like, some of the maps, you need a vehicle to get to from point A to point B, or like if you're going to capture the flag, you need to actually get there from point A to point B, and it takes so damn long just because the way the maps are set up. Some people can argue that they like the maps being big, but again, if there are no vehicles, you have no options for this, so that is something to take into consideration as well. Next up, COD is on Steam, and EA is Origin. EA's like, you know, online thing. It's not as great as Steam. There are a lot of problems. People have had problems. I know for Dragon Age had a lot of problems when that first launched. But, you know, things do get fixed, and that's not something intentional. But I still think it's worthy of mentioning, because some people, they just can't get games to run on Origin. But, yeah, as far as that goes, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Steam is greater than Origin. People love Steam. People don't really like anything else. That's just kind of the way it is. Call of Duty also has zombies. I don't really like zombies, but I think that that is an important thing to mention, because, I mean, it's a huge community. You know, players do sometimes only buy Call of Duty just for zombies, so that can definitely be something to take into consideration as well. As far as the esports scene goes, I feel like Call of Duty has a better esports scene. The reason why is because it's not really realistic to have, like, you know, a 32-on-32 tournament with a huge prize pool. It's very unrealistic to try to go for that. And it might happen in the future. I think it'd be cool if they tried, but I think it's a little bit too difficult to have so many teams having 32 players on their rosters. I just don't think it's realistic. But again, if it happens, awesome. I think that, again, it's always great to have innovation and other players try other things, or I guess game developers to try other things, as well as other players to try other things. A 32-man team? Could you like imagine how many teams would have to exist in order for it to be like competitive? You know, that's absolutely crazy. But those are the main points that I wanted to get across that are more, I guess, just on the fence of Call of Duty side. But now I want to get into some stuff that are kind of subjective, and you guys can argue either side. So I personally like perks, because I like the differentiation of different, I guess, roles that you can kind of have in the game. We'll get into that a little bit more once I talk about the pluses of Battlefield. But I like perks. I like that, you know, my class is different than your class. And also separates the community from who knows what to run versus players that are newer into the game. So I don't really mind that. It lets me know what I'm playing against and how good they are. So definitely keep that in mind as well when you are playing games. Like, you might not like that. That's, again, subjective. Battlefield 4 is definitely more realistic than COD. But I personally don't care about realism in games. I care about how fun is the game. Do I have fun playing this game, or am I getting frustrated because, you know, I'm losing to something that I personally just don't like losing to? As far as, like, the whole, like, boost thrust mechanic, I like that. I like games that are high intense action. I prefer games where they're like Guns the Duel. I like the insane amount of movement skill that game takes. Even though most of it is glitches anyways, the community accepted it, and they actually preferred to keep that in the game. So I think that is something to take into consideration as well. As far as the Call of Duty engine, it is very, very old. But personally for me, I don't mind that. I actually prefer an older engine if it runs well. For example, you could take like something like Halo 2. I think that's the greatest Halo engine that's ever existed. Even though Call of Duty is a really old engine, I don't mind that. But some people like, no, it's really outdated. Update the game. I think that it's been modified every single Call of Duty game, but at its core, it's going to be the same. But now let's go ahead and get into some of this stuff that I like in the Battlefield game that Call of Duty doesn't really have to offer. Mods. Mods are excellent. I don't think anyone will disagree. Mods are great. Battlefield has a much better mod community, in my personal opinion, than the Call of Duty series will ever have. Battlefield can also have roles, like Engineer, Medic. Like, you have roles that you are set up to do. Like, in Call of Duty, you have your Specialist, but it's not like if you run Overdrive, you're going to be specifically doing certain things the entire game. You might be able to use it once or twice in game. Especially if you're playing competitive, good luck getting it multiple times in one game. You usually just get them a few times. If that, and especially in Search and Destroy, you're not getting your Specialist ability very often. But for the most part, I like the idea that you can have roles. I also really love the swag kills that Battlefield offers. I like the ability that you can like jump out of the plane, quickscope someone, get back in your plane. Like, those kind of things, amazing. I love them. Absolutely hilarious, and they're very entertaining. Great highlights for YouTube indeed. So those are really awesome, and I think that that's a huge point that I really like. I love watching those videos. Like, those videos get millions of views. Like the swag jump out rocket, you know, quickscope someone in Battlefield. You know, you're not really supposed to quickscope in Battlefield, but like, you know, people pull off some crazy stuff, and I love that kind of stuff. As far as supply weapon drops, I really like that concept as long as it's cosmetic. Black Ops 3, they've had some of the weapons. Like, I really want the MX Garand. I've opened up a bunch of supply drops. I've never gotten the MX Garand. So that is something to take into consideration as well. That's kind of subjective. on the fence of weapons. I think most people will say that they don't like that some weapons are only in supply drops, but I think that everyone likes just the cosmetics. Like, no one really is complaining too much about earning the things out of cosmetics. I think if they made it so you couldn't pay money, people would be much more okay with it. But I understand, like, if I was Call of Duty, I would definitely sell the supply drops as well. Like, I don't think any of you guys in the right mind, if you were a business, you wouldn't also do the same thing. Now, guns are a completely different thing because that actually changes gameplay, whereas the cosmetic stuff, that's just, oh, that looks kind of cool, you know. I wish there was a secondary market for that as well. That's where I feel like CSGO comes into play. But we're just talking about Battlefield and Call of Duty. We won't jump into CSGO. But visually, I also think Battlefield will look better than Call of Duty. That is something that I don't really personally care about too much because at the end of the day, I find, you know, a game, whatever to be the most fun, I enjoy that more than graphics. I will always say gameplay matters way, way more than graphics. Graphics are secondary to gameplay because if the game isn't fun, why would you even bother looking at it? So those are the main points that I wanted to mention to you guys, and I also want your guys' opinion on this. But I think overall, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. And I'll probably try both of the games. You guys know right now I've been pretty much playing a bunch of other games, and I don't think you guys need to stick to one game. You guys don't have to say, "Oh, Battlefield is the best game, therefore I'm only playing Battlefield." You can play both. I don't see what's wrong with playing both games. I think that taking a break from one game and playing another game is actually great because it can make you feel very, very refreshed over here. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay of 129 kills on Hunted. Very good stuff indeed. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below because this is kind of, I wanted to get your guys' feedback as well. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'm signing out. If you guys want to check out Synchron's, thanks Synchron for hooking me up with his gameplay, by the way. Check him out on Twitch. We stream together all the time. We always play in that ranked arena. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'm signing out.